Alright, welcome back to another episode of the Hardcore Combat Only account. So we're killing some frozen archers. We do need to get a bunch of ice arrows for when we start doing ranged. I do pretty soon want to start doing the ranged and magic grind to at least get them up into the 70s, 80s area. We're going to have to do it eventually, and it'll get us some hit point experience along the way, which is nice. We are killing frozen archers primarily to get the arrows, but also because they're a great source of Slayer coins, which we are very low on. There's also a big fat 0 here in prayer points because we've used all of our prayer points, and we've unlocked all the prayers except for the last two, which will of course be the best magic prayer and then stone skin for damage reduction. So we do need to regenerate our prayer points through getting Slayer coins. And one of the big goals for this weekend is to try and get that, what's it called? Auto Slayer for 150,000 coins. Because at that point I can leave this running on the easy tasks overnight, and the strongest thing that I can possibly run into is the, where is it found? The fairy. Is the strongest hitting monster that I will run into for 166. So we have no real danger, and we still have a 73% chance to hit it. So there's no real danger of us dying overnight. This does have a pretty high chance to hit us for a lot, so it will eat up a lot of food. So just in case we get back-to-back fairies or something like that as tasks, we will need to make sure we have a ridiculous amount of food before we leave this overnight on Auto Slayer. But that is something that will be coming up, and we will be working towards it. But first we need to resupply the food, to resupply the prayer points. Now you can see we have the rune plate body upgraded to G. We've been killing statues overnight. Tonight the goal will be to kill the purple goo monsters to get some more gold bars, because we do have a lot of silver and not a lot of gold. But the main goal of this video is to upgrade our equipment. Upgrade all of our defensive equipment, and as the first piece of that, and the reason for our 0 prayer points, we do have 100 dragon claw fragments, so we can go ahead and upgrade and make ourselves a dragon claw. We can bury this, and we can finally bury all of these big bones. It took us 687 kills of the griffin to get our dragon claws. And we finally will have a special attack. So first I do want to look at, against frozen archers, we have a 96% chance to hit. Another one pop up. 96% chance to hit up to a 211. Let's see how that changes. 96% chance of hitting up to a 211. And upgrading, of course, we need the ancient claw and the infernal cores. But a 96% chance of hitting up to 211 changes to a 96% chance to hit up to a 242. So that is quite a bit of a difference. It's also a 2.2 second attack speed instead of 2.4 seconds. And we have the 15% chance to hit twice consecutively, like it's going to do right now, and just completely wreck them. So the rest of this video will be trying to get the rest of our rune set pieces. We do have enough silver to upgrade them all to the silver one. We do not have enough gold to upgrade them all. We can upgrade one more piece to gold. So overnight we'll be doing the goo monsters to get the rest of the gold we need. We also need to get the paladin gloves for the upgraded piece there. And then we can start figuring out where we look at and where we need to go to get the last bits of damage reduction that we need for the volcanic cave and getting that fire cave. We'll also be grinding out some more of the pirate chests, looking for that sunset rapier. That'll be our next upgrade for weapons. So we can go and see now, just for the fun of it, what rune knights do look like now that we have a bit of a better weapon. Still a 26% chance to hit, not the greatest, versus a 29% chance to hit. And we can see when we click on both of these, it goes up to a 34% chance to hit. when we're running both prayers. So we are probably going to want to have prayers active for this. It will make it quite a bit faster to grind through these Rune Knights and get the last of our pieces that we need. So I will go ahead and cut the clip here, and the next time you see it, this account, we should have the rune pieces at the very least found, and then we can move on to our next step. See you then. Alright, we've killed a few more Rune Knights, well actually a lot more, and we got the helmet and the legs all kitted out with the gold. We are going dry on the boots super hard, but luckily going dry on the boots is the best possible outcome from Rune Knights because we have other options. So we've gotten up over 25,000 Slayer coins so that we can buy the desert hat. And I will go ahead and lock that, move it over to the gear, equip it. It can stay there. And we can head over to the Slayer areas, arid plains, and these drop rune boots a lot more commonly and are a lot easier to kill than the Rune Knights. So yeah, the 20-something% up to the 70%. And we can go ahead and pop these on and get it up to 77% chance of doing up to 300. So these are a lot easier to kill, and the drop rate is way more common than for the Rune Knights as well. So we should be able to get our rune boots relatively quickly. I will bring you back when that happens. And we're back, just a couple of kills after I had you leave, and we have our rune boots already. So we can go ahead and sell these. We can equip this back, and we can upgrade and upgrade again our rune boots. And we still have a fairly healthy little reserve here. Not very much in the gold department, but a decent chunk of silver. We're obviously going to need a stupid amount more for the rest of the upgrades with the ancient armor. And then when we start doing ranged, having to upgrade the ancient D'hide and all of that, going to need a ridiculous amount of these yet. But you can see our arrow collection is starting to grow. And we've got some miscellaneous stuff from doing Slayer tasks. Some more bones to bury. We can turn these off. And we can see we have our full rune gear. 26% damage reduction. Quite a bit of strength bonus. And pretty good defense. So our next step now is to go into the Slayer areas again and go and fight the paladin. We heal at 320 and he only hits a 120, so we are completely safe here. And he drops fairly rarely though one very important item, the paladin gloves, which will be our best in slot gloves for a long time. So we're gonna go ahead and finally fill in that slot of the equipment. We've had no gloves yet this entire game mode. We've come quite a ways from having struggling to kill a goblin to get the bronze battle axe to now filling in these last couple of spots. So I will bring you back. This is going to be pretty quick, I do believe, but I'll bring you back when we have our paladin gloves. Alright, welcome back again. We have killed the 94 paladins to get our paladin gloves, which is well above drop rate. It is a 1 in 171. But you can see these are another 4% damage reduction, another 8 strength bonus. So we can go ahead and equip those, bury these. We also got 31k worth of bars to sell. Can't complain about a little extra money. And now we are at 30% damage reduction. So we are going to go ahead and real quick kill some purple goo monsters, because I just noticed this and didn't notice it earlier in the day. But because I was idling those overnight for the bars, I am 1 amulet of defense away from upgrading to an elite amulet of defense. So we can go ahead and get that knocked out. Get our 2% damage reduction from that. And I will go ahead, it shouldn't be very long. I'll go ahead and bring you back when that drops. Alright, and we have our 100 amulet of defense. And we can go ahead and upgrade that. And get ourselves our elite amulet of defense. And we can equip that. Equip our silver diamond ring. And we now have 33% damage reduction. And if we plug that into, there's a helpful little site, you can just Google it, Melvor idle, can I idle this? And it will, you plug in your stats, and it will tell you whether or not you can idle a dungeon. And with 33% damage reduction and 800 HP, we are still 80 HP short of being able to idle the volcanic cave, which is completely fine. It's going to take a long time to grind this out anyway, and we definitely don't want to be doing it with the dragon claws. We definitely want to get the sunset rapier first. So it's completely fine that we're down HP. We also probably want to level up ranged and magic first anyway as well, just to have the added ranged and magic evasion. And because we have to level them up eventually anyway, because later on when we get to the god dungeons, we are going to have to have all three combat styles. So we have a lot more to do before then anyway. But now that we have our 33% damage reduction, we can actually do the Dragon's Den and start grinding out our ancient D'hide set and our ancient crossbow that we'll eventually want. But for now, I'm going to cut away one final time for this episode and bring you back with a few chests from the pirates. And we can see if we can get lucky, see if we can get that sunset rapier in this episode. If not, next episode will be all about getting the sunset rapier upgrade. And then we can probably go for the ancient claws. After that, I'm probably going to end up with both. I'm definitely going to have to get the ancient claws eventually regardless. So that is what we'll probably do after we get the sunset rapier to continue to grind out some levels. Once we have the sunset rapier, we'll switch back to training attack and defense and get them up. So I will cut away, and we will see you again when we have some nice chests sitting in this bank. See you then. Alright, we're back. And we've done some of those dungeons. And we have 25 pirate chests. 25 shots at the table. Let's see what we can manage to get, see if we can get lucky, get that ancient sword or that sunset rapier out of the way early. Sunset rapier is going to be our best weapon for a while. Wouldn't hate getting the ancient sword either. So let's see what we can get. And a lot of nothing. A lot of things to sell. And we can pop over here and pull the rune sword out. First time we've gotten diamonds. So we can go ahead and sell off our bank for another 74k. We are going to need more money anyway for upgrades, so it's not the worst thing in the world to get some more money. So next episode we are going to be focusing on getting that sunset rapier. So we will be doing a lot of the deep sea ship. They go quite a bit faster now that we have a bit of a better weapon and some more strength bonus. We're going to be working on getting that HP up as quickly as possible so that we can start the grind for the elite chests. As far as overnight now that we have kind of our initial grinds out of the way, this is pretty much our mid-game gear done, other than getting the sunset rapier. And we'll be starting to look to go towards late game gear and then into game gear. But as far as mid game gear, this is pretty much it. We have pretty much achieved our mid game setup for this game. So now that that's done, the question of what to kill overnight and while I'm at work comes up. And there is one goal that it seems like now is a fairly decent time to get it done. It is not the most optimal time, but it seems like something that better to get done early rather than late, and that is the grind of killing Golbins, 42,000 of them, in order to get the golden Golbin pet, which is, I believe, right here. I think that is the combat pet. Yeah, I can't think of anything else that it would be. So yeah, it's the combat pet. It is a 1% chance to double loot that you get from monsters, or as a result of combat. So that extra 1% chance to double loot will help with some of the future grinds. It will add a little bit to the Pegasus grind. We'll have that 1% chance to double up, which won't really save a lot of time unless we get lucky, but it'll save a little bit of time. Mostly what you want it for is the grind on this account style is getting enough arrows, which isn't as big of a deal because there are quite a few dungeons you can do, but getting the runes. We can get some runes from the magic chest, but the majority of our runes are going to come from right here and right here. Get mind runes, chaos runes, and death runes. We will be killing a truly obnoxious number of master wizards later on in order to get runes to level up magic. And we definitely want to have that golden Golbin out of the way before we start the master wizard grind. Because having that 1% chance is really, over the course of tens of thousands of kills, is going to save us a lot of time on the master wizard. Even with just a 1% chance. It'll definitely save some time. So I think overnight and while I'm at work for a little while, we will slowly start grinding out the golden Golbin. We have 50 kills so far, so still a little over 42,000 more kills to go before we get that pet. But as you can see, we're going to be killing it pretty much every 2.2 seconds. Except for when that happens, but most of the time we will be one-shotting it. We will be, it won't be getting us very much experience overnight. It will be very slow. Won't be getting us any Slayer experience. Won't really be getting us much Slayer coins. But it is a grind that you need to do at some point. And I figure it's better to get it out of the way early rather than later. And that is what we'll be working on overnights. Next episode, of course, we'll be opening up a bunch of these chests. But that is going to be it for this episode. We managed to pack a good bit in here. It feels a lot like that first rush of gear, except now we got our mid-game gear instead of early game gear. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.